000827.
He stole thousands from people who thought they were getting a good deal on a car. And now local law enforcement officers are once again searching for convicted crook Leandre Barner.
WREG investigator Zanetta Lowe uncovered new details about why both the court and Barner's crime victims want answers.
The man in the mug shots was a mystery. People had no idea who they were really dealing with.
He was really convincing. He would send you pictures and you get to choose what you want. He had prices on them.
Leandre Barner persuaded people like this woman to hand over cash for what was supposed to be a big bargain.
Everybody buying 2 or 3 cars, you paying $1,000, $1,100 for a car. That's a Lexus, expensive cars, luxury SUVs.
That luxury for less turned out to be a lie, one of the many the News Channel 3 investigators uncovered. This woman never got her Infiniti QX80, and as these records show, Leandre Barner wasn't a licensed car dealer who had the hookup on cars being sold at auction. He was a convicted felon who used an alias to elude victims and police. Then WREG aired a series of stories revealing Barner's true identity.
I put 2 bullets in you, if you go to the police.
He threatened to shoot you?
Yes.
He identified Leandre Barner, and then a warrant was put out for his arrest.
Barner left the courtroom without the matter being settled because he's facing even more trouble. You don't have anything to say?
I really like to see this guy stopped because he's taking advantage of people.
Case number Charlie 1900827.
That victim got what he wanted. Our cameras were there when Leandre Barner pleaded guilty in that case in April 2019. Injustice would soon play out for other victims. By the summer of 2019, Barner pleaded to 8 counts of theft of property, each representing a case and a total of 12 victims, from whom prosecutors say he stole more than $88,000.
It was hurtful because he's sitting here scamming all types of people.
Barner served roughly 5 months behind bars and was released in January of 2020, sentenced to 9 years probation. One of several requirements was paying monthly restitution for each victim.
It's on here that we were supposed to start receiving our money by May 2nd, 2020.
Okay.
And we received none.
And neither have any of the other victims we've learned. Barner owes her $7,500.
And it's just frustrating. Now that at least we would think that we had a team like the DA's office to help us get the money or try to force somebody to do something, put them back in jail or do something.
Jail is where Barner would end up briefly. In September of 2020, prosecutors filed a petition to revoke his probation. Besides not paying restitution, Barner wasn't reporting to his probation officer. And when the officer went to the address listed for Barner, a for sale sign was in the yard. Assistant District Attorney Kirby May is the prosecutor.
We addressed the court with the probation officer, and the judge issued a warrant for his arrest.
By this time, Barner was also facing a new indictment. A Bartlett man accused Barner of ripping him off years earlier, but only discovered his real identity after seeing our stories. The case wasn't taken to the grand jury until 2020. Barner pleaded guilty in the spring of 2021, and the sentence ran concurrent with the others. May says Barner agreed to comply with the terms of the probation, so the state withdrew its request for a revocation. He's gotten out, hasn't been out a full 9 months, hasn't paid restitution. Why does he get probation again?
Well, a couple factors. One is, again, it was a nonviolent crime. And again, we're still in the midst of the pandemic. But that's one factor to consider. But the other factor is looking out for the victims. If the defendant remains in custody, the likelihood that the victims receive any restitution is quite remote.
So Barner was released, but his victims still haven't been paid a dime. Prosecutors filed another petition to revoke his probation last fall, and there's an outstanding warrant for his arrest. The News Channel 3 investigators learned Barner's also facing charges in Mississippi after being accused of running the same scheme on an Olive Branch man in 2020. What would you like to see happen next?
I want him, first of all, I would like my money back, number one. And then for him to serve some kind of time because I guess he thinks it's a joke.
If a judge finds Barner violated his probation again, he might have to serve time. In fact, there's a possibility he'd have to do all 9 years. Zanetta Lowe, WREG News Channel 3.
And the case in Mississippi is still pending in municipal court. May says that alleged conduct can also be presented to the judge if and when Barner is picked up and has a hearing on his probation violation accusations in Tennessee. We reached out to Barner's last attorney of record. He said he's not currently representing him, so he wasn't aware of the outstanding warrant or the latest probation violation report.
All right.